What happens when Hollywood's kindest star finally hits his limit on live television? Today, we're unpacking the unexpected clash between Keanu Reeves and Drew Barrymore. What started as a routine talk show appearance ended with Keanu walking off set, leaving a stunned audience behind. This wasn't a typical celebrity interview gone sideways. It was a turning point where professionalism was met with provocation, and dignity pushed back against humiliation. The green room at the Drew Barrymore Show buzzed with energy. Keanu sat quietly in a black suit, going over his notes for a promotional interview. With decades in the industry, he had a reputation for being respectful, prepared, and low maintenance. A production assistant called him to the stage. With a polite smile, Keanu followed her down the corridor, past walls of framed show memories. He had respect for Drew. They shared a long history in Hollywood. But today felt different. The audience was lively, expecting another charming exchange. Drew, behind the curtain, wasn't her usual cheerful self. Her expression was focused, intense. "Please welcome Keanu Reeves," she announced, smiling wide. Keanu walked on stage, greeted warmly, and took his seat. "Thanks for joining us." "Keanu," Drew began, voice sweet but slightly performative. "You look great. I've been thinking about this for a while. There's so much about you that people don't know." Keanu responded calmly. "I try to be open. These conversations help me connect with audiences who enjoy the work." "But," Drew pressed on, "oh, come on. That whole humble motorcycle riding, money-giving image. It's well-packaged PR, isn't it?" The audience shifted. Keanu, caught off guard, kept his tone level. "I've always just tried to be real. I work hard and treat people with respect. If that's seen as branding, then maybe something's been misunderstood." Drew's smile sharpened. "We both know you've played the same role for years. But what are you like when no one's watching?" The tension rose. Keanu shifted, his posture still calm but more guarded. "This isn't what I signed up for," he replied. "I'm not playing a role. I've never pretended to be perfect, and I'm not here to be called fake." Drew leaned in. "Fairness? Millions of dollars playing the same character, and now you want to talk about fair? What about actors who didn't get the chance because your mystique took up all the space?" Some audience members whispered. Others looked around, clearly uncomfortable. "I've never tried to block anyone's opportunity," Keanu said. "I've been grateful. I've used my platform to support good work. I don't know what's happening here, but it's not what this audience came for." Drew stood up and paced. "Oh, this is exactly what they need. They need to see beyond the act. The world's ready to learn who Keanu Reeves really is." Camera crew hesitated. The producer signaled from the wings. Drew didn't blink. "You're afraid," she declared. "Afraid people will see that behind the Zen act. You're just like everyone else, flawed and insecure." Keanu stood slowly. The room fell silent. "Drew, I came to discuss a film, not to be cornered or insulted. If you have a personal issue with me, let's not turn this into a public takedown." Drew didn't back down. "This isn't personal, it's about truth. You've been Hollywood's authenticity poster boy, but real honesty, that's rare." Keanu's voice rose slightly. "If attacking someone without cause is your version of honesty, I want no part of it." The studio was dead silent. "You've never given a real interview," Drew shot back. "You dodge personal questions with vague philosophy. You built a brand off being unreadable, while actors who are honest struggle to find work." Keanu, visibly upset now, stared directly at her. "You want to talk about truth? Then why start with a setup like this?" "I've always answered what I could. I've tried to keep the focus on the work. That's not hiding, it's respect." At that, he turned and walked off, leaving the audience and Drew in silence. Keanu's fists clenched at his sides. "That's absolutely false," he said. "Ask anyone who's worked with me, crew, cast, directors. They'll tell you I'm punctual, I know my lines. I treat people with respect, and I do my job seriously. That's not an act, that's just who I am. Drew's smile faded into something colder. Oh, they'll say that, sure. They have to. You're Keanu Reeves, Hollywood's untouchable saint. Who's going to risk their career telling the truth about you? The tension in the studio thickened. Some audience members shifted uncomfortably. A few quietly left. The camera crew, still rolling, visibly shook as the exchange escalated. You're sick, Keanu said sharply. If you really think the world works that way, you're just projecting your own cynicism. Not everyone operates like you. Don't psychoanalyze me, Drew snapped. Don't stand there in your tailored suit pretending to be humble. And tell me I'm the one who's twisted. I'm the only one here willing to speak the truth. No, Keanu replied. You're not being truthful, you're being cruel. There's a difference. And you've crossed that line. This isn't about truth. This is about tearing someone down for your own satisfaction. Drew leaned in. You think I enjoy this? That I like exposing the truth about Hollywood's biggest fraud? Someone has to do it. Might as well be me. Fraud? Keanu's voice rose. You're calling me a fraud? On your own show, ambushing the guest who showed up in good faith, making baseless claims, and you call me the fraud? Look in the mirror. The confrontation reached a breaking point. Everyone in the studio sensed it. Keanu's composure was hanging. By a thread, Drew, triumphant, hissed, "There it is. The real Keanu. Angry, defensive, just like everyone else when they're finally exposed. How does it feel to have your mask ripped off on live TV?" Keanu's breath quickened. This isn't a mask being ripped off. This is what happens when someone decent gets pushed past their limit, by someone who's forgotten what decency even is. Drew scoffed. Kindness? You call your PR machine kindness? Your polished image is only kind to your bank account and ego. That hit hard. Keanu's patience snapped. You know what? You're right. I am angry. Angry, I came here. Angry, I believed you were still the person I once knew when we were just trying to survive in this industry. Now look at you attacking people for ratings. Oh please, Drew said, stepping closer. You knew what this business was. Image, manipulation. You just got better at pretending otherwise. I never pretended, Keanu shot back. I tried to stay real in an industry that rewards fakes. And now you call that fraud? Drew's producer frantically gestured to cut the segment, but she was too far gone. Yes, she shouted. Because you've convinced millions you're something you're not. That's not authenticity. That's the biggest scam in Hollywood. Keanu's hands shook. His calm shattered. You want the biggest con? Look in the mirror. This show. You, pretending to be America's sweetheart when you're vicious, petty, and love tearing people down. You built a career on being likable, but you're anything but. Gasps echoed across the studio. Some audience members stood. Others covered their faces in shock. Unlikable? Drew snapped. At least I'm real. At least people see me, not a carefully marketed idea wrapped in a fake life philosophy. Keanu's voice cracked with emotion. Those aren't fake ideas. They come from loss, from grief, from trying to make sense of a world that doesn't always make sense. But you wouldn't understand that. You perform suffering for sympathy. Drew's face went pale. Don't you dare talk to me about pain. You've commodified tragedy your whole career and dare call me fake? Keanu's voice dropped, cold and quiet. That's enough. I won't stand here and let you mock the people I've lost. You've crossed a line and I'm done. He turned to leave. Drew sneered behind him. Oh, you're walking away? That's convenient. Run, Keanu. Run when things get real. He stopped and faced her, eyes burning. You want the truth? You're bitter and miserable. You try to destroy others to feel better. You're everything. That's wrong with this industry, cruel, toxic, self-serving. Drew's expression turned wild. And you're everything fake about it. You're the fantasy people use to ignore how ugly showbiz really is. A lie dressed as hope. Keanu, calm again but resolute, replied, "Maybe I am the fantasy. But if I am, what does that make you? Why does the idea of goodness threaten you so much?" For the first time, Drew was silent. The air grew heavy with silence. Even the cameras could be heard humming. "You know the real tragedy?" Keanu said softly. "You used to be someone worth knowing. Talented, funny, real. But now you think. Tearing others down builds you up." Drew's voice shook with anger. "Don't you dare pity me. We're the same, both part of the same system." Keanu shook his head. "No, I try to live with integrity. You try to destroy for spectacle. That's not the same." Drew stepped forward one last time. "Get out. Take your fake nobility and go. I'm done pretending you're anything but a fraud in an expensive suit." Keanu looked at her quietly. "I feel sorry for you, truly. I hope you find what you're looking for, because this isn't it." He turned and walked off stage. The camera followed him past stunned crew and a silent audience. Near the edge, he paused, then kept walking.